WBZ News Time, 7:18. Still snowing pretty heavily here in Boston. In fact, the blizzard warning remains in effect through 8 o'clock tonight, maybe several hours before this entire system moves out of here. Good evening, I'm Jeff Brown. 31 degrees in Boston. Top stories now in the WBZ Newsroom. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh says schools are once again closed in Boston. Cleaning streets still an issue. The mayor says the decision on a route for Sunday's South Boston St. Patrick's Day Parade still pending because of the snowstorm. Blizzard conditions were noted in Boston today. They were noted as well in Marshfield, Plymouth, and Hyannis. And still about 200,000 customers are without electricity tonight. The storm continuing to affect operations at Logan Airport as well. Nearly 900 cancellations today, and already there are more than 100 cancellations on the departure board for tomorrow. Nicholas Cruz, the former student charged with killing 17 people at a Parkland, Florida high school, will face the death penalty. Prosecutors making that announcement today. CBS News senior legal analyst Andrew Cohen is not all that surprised.
Well, there was never any doubt but that this would be a capital case, that prosecutors would seek the death penalty against Cruz, despite the fact that everyone seems to agree he was mentally ill at the time of the shooting, and despite the fact that his attorneys reportedly said that they would plead him guilty in exchange for a life sentence.
Cohen says it won't necessarily be easy to get the death sentence if Cruz is proven to have been mentally ill at the time of the Valentine's Day killings. More on this story coming up on the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glore tonight at 7:30 here at WBZ. Students nationwide tomorrow are expected to walk out of class in protest over the Parkland killings.
1 month to the day since the Parkland school shooting, students from across the country are expected to walk out of their schools at 10 a.m. in each time zone for 17 minutes. 1 minute for each of the 17 victims killed at Marjory Stoneman Douglas. The event is being organized by Women's March Youth, the same group behind the massive women's marches seen after the inauguration of President Trump. The organization says they're protesting Congress's inaction to do more than tweet thoughts and prayers in response to gun violence. Mark Remillard, ABC News, New York.
Roughly 4 months after the death of Charles Manson, the killer's body can now be taken off the ice at the morgue in Bakersfield, California.
The battle for the late cult leader's body came down to 3 people. A pen pal who befriended Charles Manson during his life sentence for mass murder, a man who claimed to be Manson's son, and Manson's actual grandson, Jason Freeman.
I love my grandfather.
Who said this when he argued his case for claiming the remains.
Everybody makes mistakes.
In the end, it had less to do with Freeman's argument than the holes in the others. The court ruled Freeman is the surviving competent next of kin, says he wants to
spread his ashes and do the right thing.
Scott Goldberg, ABC News.
WBZ News Time, 7:21. Even as the snow flew today, it seems nothing can stop some Catholic church members in Rhode Island from celebrating Mass. The Reverend Bernard Healy says 2 hearty souls showed up for Mass today in East Greenwich as the 3rd nor'easter in 2 weeks pounded the Northeast. One regular parishioner walked to Our Lady of Mercy Parish for noon Mass. Another drove across town to get there. WBZ News Time, 7:22. A pair of web giants could become key players in live sports programming. Details and numbers from CBS business reporter Jason Brooks.
Sports broadcasters better get used to internet companies elbowing in on their business. A GBH analyst note says that Amazon and Facebook are about to make a serious move on live sports programming rights, calling the next 12 to 18 months a pivotal window, with NFL, MLB, and NHL media rights deals ending, opening the door to the web powerhouses. Facebook recently signed a deal to stream 25 weekday Major League Baseball games, and Amazon last year streamed Thursday night NFL games. The research note calls Google and Apple wild cards in live sports streaming.
Facebook is said to be ready to spend $1 billion. Amazon could go on the books to more than $5 billion.
Who am I going to know? Breaking news.
Is that a big story now?
Maybe you need. See what the commute looks like. Direction, traffic, and weather together.
Maybe you need knowledge convenience. How am I going to know? Maybe you need BZ.
Just into the WBZ Newsroom.
The weather forecast.
The traffic. The business watch. Closing now.
The news watch never stops. WBZ News Radio 1030.
WBZ News Time, 7:23. Out to the roadways. You'll be one of the few. Mike King watching the highways. Subaru retailers of New England all-wheel drive. Traffic on the 3s.
Yeah, very light traffic volume out there, Jeff, on really all highways.
That's a good thing because driving conditions are still pretty dangerous at this hour. We'll start with the Mass Turnpike. Now, keep in mind the speed limit has been reduced to 20 miles an hour on the pike between Boston and 495, up to 40 miles an hour between 495 and the New York border. Up to the north, no significant problems on 128, but you will find delays in those areas where the plows and sanding trucks are working their way up and down the highway. Of course, that goes from Route 1 as well as Routes 3, 93, and 95. Not a whole lot going on to the south. Again, very light traffic on the expressway, Route 3 on the south shore. Plows are working their way up along 128 now through Dedham and Westwood. And downtown, it's fairly quiet. Storrow Drive is okay. Coming in along the Charles, the lower deck and the Tobin Bridge are fine. Mike King, WBZ's 24-hour traffic network.
Meteorologist Dave Bowers now with the 4-day WBZ AccuWeather forecast.
Well, this nor'easter obviously still hammering the area. Blizzard warnings in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. The evening hours very windy, snow still heavy at times, blizzard conditions. Total accumulation of a foot or two, and the wind gusting to 50 to 60 miles an hour. And still down trees and power lines, coastal flooding at time of high tide. Later tonight, the storm cooling away. Leftover clouds, windy, areas of some blowing snow, and a low of 26 to 30. And then better weather for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, clouds and sunshine, windy, a little more than a snow shower, high of 41. Tomorrow night, just a couple of flurries around, cloudy, a low of 28 to 32. That'll be brisk and chilly Thursday, clouds, some sun, and a high of 42. And on Friday, clouds and sunshine, brisk and cold, high 36. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dave Bowers, WBZ News Radio 1030.
Official snow totals in Boston right now, 12 inches, 31 degrees, and still snowing.
We found a place to celebrate together on the water. Odyssey's event specialists take the stress out of planning, and their crew takes personalized service to a whole new level.
Need a space for something special? Find it on the water. From birthdays to milestone celebrations and more. Start planning at odysseycruises.com.
WBZ News Time, 7:25. A look at New England business tonight. A call for more taxes and fees from Senate President Harriet Chandler in hopes of boosting and maintaining the economy in central Massachusetts. Speaking this week at the Worcester Chamber of Commerce, Chandler is calling for more housing construction and subway-like service connecting Worcester to Boston. Currently, the MBTA's Heart-to-Hub service runs twice a day. Chandler is looking for more frequent service and is calling on the T to submit plans early next year. As we watch the snow flying today, we can also watch the rise of esports, which is attracting some big money and paying big money to star performers as well. Boston Business Journal reports Gillette is close to a marketing deal with the Boston Uprising. This is a virtual electronic gaming team owned by Patriots owner Robert Kraft. UMass Lowell's Joshua Dick just conducted a study on the impact of esports. He says even amateur gamers these days are posting videos of their performance online and getting noticed and getting some money.
And they get big followings of people who watch them do this. And when you get lots of viewers, you get lots of ad clicks, and they make money doing that as
Hence
well.
the attraction for Kraft and Gillette among millennials. Esports is almost as popular as the NFL. WBZ News Time, 7:26.
Savor spring at the Boston Flower and Garden Show, March 14th through 18th at Boston Seaport World Trade Center. Delight in the sights and smells of lush landscape.